You've heard about tow truck scams. That's where tow truck drivers show up. They tow your car like from an accident, then they demand money to release them. They're not legal and they're scams, but even the legal towing can cost people a lot of money for minor parking offenses. Every year, tens of thousands of low-income Californians lose their cars because they can't afford to pay those fees. And we talked with civil rights attorney Adanté Pointer, calls the tow truck fees unconscionable.
Tow companies are making out like a fat cat in this arrangement. These tow companies essentially are saying, hey, extracting and extorting, if you will, in some ways, money out of people who can't afford the original fines and tickets to begin with. And if you don't pay up, then they sell your car, or they put a lien on it in the process of getting to a point where they're going to auction your car off. And a person is left without a car. The city, who is trying to recover unpaid parking fees, usually don't wind up getting paid because the car is sold at a deficit. So all the money goes to the benefit of these tow companies, and they're making out like fat cats.
Checking around some of the local cities, Fullerton says it doesn't tow for unpaid parking tickets. A lot of other cities are like Pasadena. They tow after 5 tickets. Rancho Cucamonga, however, will tow cars that are parked in its Metrolink parking lot without a permit, even if it's the first time. And that's going to cost somebody a minimum of $616. $190 goes to the city, $426 goes to Armada Towing. So we asked Pointer if he thought that was excessive.
I think by any logical sense of the definition of excessive, it fits on all fours. Look, you owe, or if you don't pay to park, you might owe $20, $30, maybe less. But instead, if they tow your car and they add all of these different fees, because each level of the system wants to extract its blood or its tax out of you. So you're going to pay the tow company. You're going to pay the city to get a release. Then you're going to show up and have to pay the fines that were previously unpaid. It creates a system where the people who are the most vulnerable, who can't afford the fines to begin with, now lose their property. And that completely is excessive, and it's exorbitant, and frankly, it's unconscionable.
Now, we reached out to Armada Towing, tried to get a comment from them a few times. They haven't called us back. Rancho Cucamonga did get back to us, explaining that the city's goal is to make sure compliance with parking regulations while providing a fair and accessible system for all travelers. Pointer says people should put the pressure on local officials if they want to see change.
And let them know that we want a different scheme, a different way of addressing this issue. Because it's only when they hear from the residents that they then will take a critical eye and start unwrapping the special interests who are making a boatload of money from those who are less fortunate, and the city all in the way. And the city is not getting its due or fair share in that process. So it's a lose-lose around the board for everyone except for the tow companies.
That is civil rights attorney Adanté Pointer.